But Shannon Sharpe was not gonna take this lying down, or in any other position. He released some very damaging messages and exposes the Jane Doe, her name and everything, in these explicit text messages. It says this: statement by Lenny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you are, you know what. And the lady's name is Gabrielle Zaninga, and that was sent to Shannon Sharpe on October 7th, 2023. The next message was, I know you missed this big juicy A, 25K for each cheek. And that was sent again by Gabriella Zaninga. And this one was on the 1st of January 2025. And then it says, the lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zaninga and orchestrated by her attorney Tony Busby is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Zaninga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Ms. Zaninga has refused to provide a copy of the full, unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zaninga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharpe. There are other examples of text from Ms. Zaninga, for example, only if you put that baby gravy in me, then you could do whatever you want to me. But there's a lot of explicit messages here saying that she wants him to put a baby in her, what she's trying to do to him, and it gets really explicit. I ain't even gonna read it, okay? But these messages range from like November 2023 to about summertime 24 last year. It carries on saying the evidence paints a sexual communications initiated by Ms. Zaninga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Ms. Zaninga. The edited tape that Ms. Zaninga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tries to falsely portray a result of this editing and out of context from prior text messages, that the sexual activity was not consensual. But Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all part of her planned setup as part of her blackmail scheme, as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the gross lie of rape, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law. Yeah, fam. She sounds like a piece of work, just as bad as Tony Busby. But let me hold my judgment till this whole evidence comes out, because it's kind of crazy. Why would she have an edited version of their encounter? Why would you edit it out? Why would it not be in its full, natural way it was recorded if there wasn't some sort of ploy or plan preempted? It's not looking good for her anyway on the terms of a public perception. And Shannon Sharpe wasn't done there either. He released a video statement stating that he is innocent of all these allegations, will fight tooth and nail to clear his name.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do.
Yeah, fam. Even going at Tony Busby. I think this is the signs of the times. People are trying to get on the side of the public instead of just keeping quiet. Normally back in the day, you have these type of accusations, you keep everything within. But people are trying to go public, discredit Tony Busby and discredit the female before it even hits the court. I don't believe I've ever seen the accuser's name being released. They're always kept anonymous throughout, even past the judgment. I've always believed if you can release the name of the person being accused, then the person making the accusations should be put out there as well, particularly if they lose the case. But in this case, it hasn't actually started, but I've never seen this before, I'll tell you that, that's for sure.